Hi, Mary Haggany here. We are going to tour the Liquidation.com Las Vegas warehouse today. We'll take some time to walk you through how we process the inventory, how the warehouse is set up, and then we'll look at some items that we have for sale. So the process starts, we get a truck from our clients. Usually we don't purchase inventory at a truck by truck level where we will enter into a contract for several years and either take all of their returns, all of their overstock, all of their refurbished inventory. So the truckloads come in, you can see we get a variety of packing types. We'll get product in gaylords, we'll get product in pallets, and this is when we receive the inventory and we get it ready for sale for you. Some of our warehouses get very busy and will receive as many as 20 to 50 trucks per day. What that means is we need to find ways to process inventory as efficiently and quickly as possible. So the machine behind us is one of the ways we do that. This is a dimensioner machine. When we put a pallet of inventory on it, you can see above, it will capture the weight of the items, it'll capture the dimension of the items, and it will take photos to prepare the shipment on outbound, not just for sale, but actually for shipment. This is a great way to process inventory quickly without needing to hire additional staff to do so. Once the inventory has been received and ready for processing, that's when we stow it and it goes physically into the racks. Now, this is the phase of the process that the inventory will either be sold on Liquidation.com, it might be sold offline on one of our direct sales channels, or it would be sold on one of our direct-to-consumer channels. So even though the product is sitting physically, this is when all the virtual activity is happening and buyers purchase the inventory that they're going to get and make their payment while it's sitting in the racks. On Liquidation.com, most of the inventory is going to be listed as pallets. As you can see how it's stowed in the racks, it would either be sold in a single pallet, it might be what we refer to as an LTL shipment where you might get 3 or 5 pallets, or you could purchase enough pallets to fill an entire truckload. Let's go look at some of the items that we have available for sale at this warehouse. We're getting ready for a buyer event, so you can see what we did for each of these pallets is we created a sign, what vendor the inventory came from, what condition it's in. We have a QR code so that you can find it on our website, but then we also are helping buyers think through what inventory is good for them. So we're pulling examples, other people who purchase this inventory on our website. What type of businesses do they run? How do they sell the inventory? So something like Target with the toys and the consumer returns would be great on Whatnot. It's good in retail stores. It's good for online sales. You have a higher value of inventory, but they're small boxes, so you can ship it if you want. This is easy product to move. You can see that Target also sells things like diapers. This works well in your retail store. It would work well in a discount store. Various home goods. But if you come down this way, you can see we also, from Target, will receive apparel items. Inventory like this does really well on marketplaces like Whatnot or TikTok Live. You can export this inventory. So it's a good example of one retailer Target, but you can get different flows, general merchandise, apparel, and purchase it by the truckload. Not all retailers want their name out in the market. So if you search for this inventory on the marketplace, it would be referred to as either high-end fashion or rack fashion. This is a high-end apparel retailer. You can probably guess who it's from. Now, not everything we sell is small. This is an example of product that we get in this building from Wayfair. This does really well in furniture stores, retail stores, even on social selling like Facebook Marketplace. You can buy by the pallet, you can buy by the truckload. Wayfair is very popular with our buyer base as well. This is an example of a pallet that we would get from CVS. As you can see with something like this, there's less variety. You get a higher quantity of a smaller number of SKUs. So inventory like this is great for exporters. It's really nice in someone who has retail stores or multiple stores. There's a lot of different ways to sell this inventory. And again, it's small, it's easy to ship. This is probably our most desirable inventory in the business. This is returns from an online retailer I'm gonna guess most of you get shipments from almost every day. Some things that make this product more desirable. One, the way that it's loaded. You can tell that the product goes all the way from the floor to the ceiling. What this does is this really gives you the most efficiency in terms of how much you pay in freight in relation to how much inventory you receive. So big buyers prefer flows like this because they get a greater quantity of inventory for what they're purchasing. Another thing that is that people like about this inventory is a lot of these items, even though they're bigger, they're going to have high retail values. I see TVs in there, I see expensive items. This inventory does well on almost every resale channel. The last piece of inventory that I want to walk you through is similar to what we saw before. It comes from a major online retailer, but instead of being returned to them, these are shelf pulls from their warehouse space. They get so busy that sometimes they give us the opportunity to purchase inventory that hasn't even left their warehouse yet or gone to a customer. Now you can see we have two different sizes of inventory that we get shelf pulls from this retailer. One is going to be very small items. This inventory does great in a bin store. It's small, it'll fit in your bins, it's affordable. This is also great for wholesalers. Similar inventory is going to be the same shelf pull condition. It hasn't left the facility, but you're going to have larger box sizes. So this would be tailored more to a discount store, again, a wholesaler, an exporter. But it just goes to show whatever the client is, whatever the condition is, whether it's returns, whether it's newer shelf pulls, whether it's a variety of inventory or case pack inventory, you can find it on Liquidation.com or purchase from our Las Vegas warehouse.